Well, hey, howdy, hi. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by and joining me today. I really do appreciate it. My name is Ellie, and I'm a witch, and this over here is my teaching assistant, Andy. And today is Tuesday. On my channel, that means it is tea time and true crime. And today's tea, I guess, is apple tea, kind of like an apple cider knockoff. And then today's true crime case is the story of Julie Marie Harris. Now, this is not the only series that I do on my channel. If you're not interested in true crime, I also do cryptid videos on Sundays, and I do misheard history on Mondays. But today is Tuesday, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into the case. I do not believe I have many disclaimers for you, but there is a couple trigger warnings, so definitely watch out for that. But let's jump into the video. So before I get started, I did mention some trigger warnings, and there's only two for today's case, but they are heavy ones. It is the death of a child, as well as the assault of a child. So, Julie Marie Harris was born in 1983, and like most of these cases, we hear the stories about how she lit up a room. She was really special, just a very sweet, lively little girl. However, Julie was actually different. She had a blood condition, which meant that as a child she lost both of her legs, and so she had prosthetic legs. And she got around on her prosthetic legs as well as a wheelchair, although it said that she liked the challenge of walking without it and it kind of scared people or spooked them a little bit, so she loved just taking off her prosthetic legs and still being able to run around with the other kids or get around on her own. Her brother was also disabled to a degree, and the two of them would compete in the Special Olympics, and unfortunately right before she disappeared, her mother and her had actually gotten into an argument about going to the Special Olympics due to her grades, and so she was not allowed to compete in a skiing competition that they were hosting, although her brother did. It was March 3rd of 1996 when Julie disappeared. That morning she had gotten ready like any other day, and she was going to go out to church, and when she left, that was the last time that she was seen. Her prosthetic legs were found by a nearby river, however, there was no other signs of her. Later claims were that they found a small bag of Julie's belongings, however, I was unable to find a source that verified that, but either way, they couldn't find Julie at that time. One of the last people to actually see Julie before she disappeared was her mother's boyfriend, Donald Sachs, and he is a prime suspect, and he was a suspect at the time, and many people still believe he had something to do with it. However, Julie's mother doesn't believe this at all. She said that their relationship was wonderful. It was as if they were truly father and daughter. However, that is not the case that most people see. So, Donald Sachs was actually arrested for allegedly assaulting Julie's brother, and there's a little bit of back and forth on that. I found a Reddit post that claimed to be Donald Sachs. I obviously am unable to verify that, and this is the only instance of this man talking about this that I could find, but I'll link the thread in the comment, or not the comments, the description box down below if you wanted to check it out, so take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. But this man said that he was not actually the one to hit Julie's brother, that it was actually their mother. And whenever he was arrested, Julie's mother actually tried to say, actually, no, I'm the one who hit him. Please, like, don't take Donald away. I did it. And Donald immediately said, no, don't say that, I did it. And CPS even told Julie's mother that she needed to never say that again if she wanted to keep custody of her children. As time went on, hope was obviously fading for family and friends. Julie's grandmother put out a $500 reward for any information on Julie's whereabouts, and Julie's mother had made statements that she knew that her daughter was not dead. She knew in her heart that her daughter was alive and in Oregon. And reportedly, there was a couple of sightings from Oregon about somebody who looked like Julie in a wheelchair. And yes, runaways are, it's the most common theory in most of these cases, and we are aware that Julie could get around without a wheelchair and without her prosthetic legs, but most people just thought that her mother was being delusional and she was in denial. And unfortunately, the next year in 1997, they found the remains of Julie Marie Harris, and unfortunately, it was discovered by a couple of children. These children were playing when they stumbled upon half-buried bones, and dental records confirmed that it was in fact the missing 12-year-old girl. Obviously, this news devastated family and friends in the community. She was well loved, and even to this day, her friends will write memorial posts on Facebook, just reminding people of the tragedy and reminding people who this little girl was. So, there have been no actual convictions in the case, meaning that this case is considered a cold case. There are, however, plenty of theories to go around, the most prevalent probably being the one about her boyfriend. But again, the mother doesn't believe it and has adamantly defended Donald to this very day. Her mother posited the theory that she had been kidnapped because there was one report that said that the day that she disappeared, she had been seen walking with a very tall man in a trench coat. And then there's the other theory that it's actually thanks to well-known serial killer Israel Keyes that Julie is gone. Now, Keyes is a viable suspect in that he did live in the area when Julie disappeared, and Julie's mother even said that she had been over to a friend's house and Keyes had happened to be there, so they did supposedly cross paths. Keyes himself also admitted that he had no type and it was kind of just a random whoever happened to be in the area, so Julie could have been a wrong place, wrong time kind of victim. He himself also admitted that he was aware of Julie's disappearance and murder, however, he said he had nothing to do with it. But again, well known serial killer, so I take his opinion or his statements with a grain of salt. He had gone on to say that he didn't know the details of the case, however, he did say that the birth of his daughter meant that he just felt like he could never kill a child. However, notably, his daughter wasn't born until 5 years after Julie disappeared. Unfortunately, these are just theories as there has never been a conviction in the case, and we may never know the truth because Israel Keyes committed suicide in 2012 while being held in a prison in Alaska. In honor of Julie, you can actually donate flowers that will be placed on Julie's grave, and you can read the lovely things that her friends have said about her on findagrave.com, which of course I will link in the description box down below if you wanted to go and check that out and maybe donate some flowers. So that's all I have for you today. Very short, but very sad. As I said, I'm going to link a Find a Grave page down below if you wanted to go and donate flowers. Also, her friends and family have said some really lovely things about her if you wanted to go and read that. I also linked a Facebook page that Julie's friends and family had created in memory of her. It was really sweet and it was nice to kind of read that. But other than that, I don't have anything else for you guys. Coming up, I do have a cryptid video coming out next Sunday, a misheard history video coming out next Monday, and then next Tuesday I will be talking about the Madeline McCann case. And this one was short. I had about 2 pages of notes. There wasn't a ton of information out there. But for the Madeline McCann case, I do actually have 7 pages of notes, so it will be a little bit longer. Probably not terribly long, but I'm excited to talk about all those and kind of bring awareness to the Madeline McCann case because that one is also another cold case at this point in time. But if you did like the video, if you want to give me a thumbs up and tell me hi or something in the comments, I don't know. Engagement, am I right? But if you didn't like it, if you want to hit that thumbs down button and tell me what you think I could improve in the comments, I do appreciate that as well. I love some constructive criticism as long as it isn't cruel. And with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!